Hello everyone, this is Cody from the Rancor's Brothel. Are you in the market for new dice? Check out our friends at Metallic Dice Games, a premium dice and accessory company that features standard acrylic, metal, and even real gemstone dice. If you're looking for the best in dice, head over to metallicdicegames.com and find the perfect set for you. Even better, listeners of this podcast can receive 10% off any purchase with the promo code RBP10. This promo code never expires and is a great way to support our podcast while snagging some premium dice swag. So check out metallicdicegames.com and use promo code RBP10 with any purchase, so they know that the Rancor's Brothel sent you.
Warning, this podcast contains mature content, including scenes or descriptions of graphic violence, sexuality, and psychological trauma. Listener discretion is advised.
The Rancor's Brothel presents... Impossible Landscapes. A Delta Green campaign by Dennis Detweiler. So you have a copy of The King in Yellow.
Yeah.
You've been dicking around with a thing on the plans called La Scriba. You've mostly investigated the house. We talked a little bit offline. I think Jeff is going to try and edit in the documents, so the audience will have that.
Oh, good.
No, they are kind of lengthy.
Yes, they are.
That's what she said.
Hey, Dick.
Yes, thank you, Matt, for explaining the joke.
Richard Nixon. Kind of talked a little bit offline. Anything you guys want to bring up, whatever you want to talk about in terms of the audience. I know you've had a couple weeks to kind of look over the documents, kind of figure out your next moves. What do you guys want to do? You're in that room. I believe it's early moving to late afternoon in Barbas' house.
Something like that.
And we said there was no basement, right?
There is no basement. No, I believe that there's a crawl space given the age of the house.
I think I went into the crawl space and found nothing, if I recall correctly.
Did you?
I believe I did.
I don't know if you went in. I remember somebody asking, is there a crawl space? And they poked their head in there. I don't remember if you went in or not.
Okay.
Do we want to continue investigating this room before going across the hall?
Do we want to try to scribe something else? I mean, we kind of just...
We put a piece of paper in and it spit out the quote.
Correct.
Put the book in and it printed out the book. Do we have anything else on hand to put in there?
We got plenty of empty books.
I take a dollar bill out of my pocket and put it in there.
Nothing happens.
The blueprint, was that one-sided?
It would be, so again, it's been a couple weeks since you guys were kind of described it. There are two hoppers almost in terms of this. One hopper is clearly for an 8.5 by 11, roughly. The other hopper is clearly, now you know, roughly the size of a book.
Okay.
The blueprints are going to be 24 by 36 or whatever. So
Gotcha.
it's kind of the same thing with the dollar bill. You're putting something in a slot that is not the same size.
True. But you can print on an envelope in a real printer, so...
No, you can't.
Just checking.
Okay, so we put that page in, and there was a quote spit out, right?
Correct.
I'm going to turn it over and put it back in.
You turn the piece of paper over, you put it back in the scribe. The scribe, sorry, Jeff, I won't do onomatopoeia. The scribe begins to move, and it says Secretum Secretorum to operans Secretis Horum, which is the exact same thing it did for Lucas.
Okay.
It's the exact same Latin phrase you got from the Pseudo Monarchica.
And we already translated that.
Correct.
All right. We got plenty of blank books. I'm going to put a blank book in, see what happens.
You put a blank book in. The machine begins to work. It begins shuffling around, moving. There's some noises. After a little over 5 minutes, it stops moving.
What do I have for a book?
Well. Yeah, roll sand.
I already rolled sand for this. Double jeopardy.
Detweiler, does double jeopardy count in Delta Green? I don't think it does.
Nope.
I don't think it gives a
He sits there and says,
Oh, I rolled 100.
Oh,
that's bad.
that's the worst you could do.
I know. I'm
Omens?
aware.
Any omens you could spend?
I don't got omens. I don't got rerolls. I don't got inspiration.
Here's a gun. Figure it out.
I don't.
He'll
Yeah.
miss with that too.
I think I had. I do believe.
Second.
I do believe that I have my gun with me now, if I remember right, because I didn't have it the first time we came. But once we figured out all the we did, when we went back, I think I brought it this time. Whose car are we driving this time?
Did they confiscate our weapons?
I didn't have my weapon then.
Yeah.
Daniel.
Lucas had a trunk full of weapons. That's why I said we didn't take my car the first time.
It was just a grenade and an assault rifle.
A grenade, just
Yeah.
one grenade.
There were two.
Okay.
A belt of grenades.
There were two frag grenades.
I was like, that'd be kind of weird to have just one
They
grenade.
weren't even flash grenades.
What am I
They
going to do
were
with
frag
grenades?
I was ready to blow.
I was going for the kill.
Yeah.
What house?
Yeah. This is not a problem anymore. Feed
Daniel.
the spider.
Yes.
You lose 4 sand.
Nah, could be worse.
Close to a breakpoint.
You will find out when it happens.
That's what you got bonds for.
Diversify those bonds.
You need someone else to see this book.
Well, what are the two in the house doing at this moment? Because I'm sure they probably didn't sit there for 5 minutes while I was.
I mean, they didn't say that they didn't, so
I didn't assume they'd be sitting there
I
for
mean, I'd
5
probably
minutes.
be reading through
I'll
the
just be
papers that I found.
rifling
and-
through the piles.
Okay,
of
but
papers
you
and
you
shit.
guys are still in the same room.
Yeah.
Yes.
Um,
Until we decide to go into the other room, we're here.
and we're up. Hey Sam, check out this book. Got a new book came out.
he like forcibly shoves the cover into your face as if he really wants you to see it.
And this is the same book that
Roll sand and find out.
I don't-
Deacon also
I don't know yet. I haven't been told.
is trying to force their books upon me. Uh-oh.
I hope you rolled 100 too.
That's a fail.
Roll me 1d4.
You sure?
How bad of a fail.
Give me. I didn't bring a D4 again. Daniel, help. You did this to me.
It's a 1.
He's got to roll it. I can't roll for him.
A 1. Suck it.
You feel an intense desire to share this book with anyone that is nearby. Is an overwhelming trepidation.
I don't think this,
Trepidation, like if I don't.
If you don't,
Like people need to know what.
I don't think this is the same
your
book.
mom's gonna break your back. Something's gonna happen. Like it's just an overwhelming.
Do I get the
unconscious
compulsion
fear.
to open it up? Or just to like, hey, look.
You want to share this cover with anyone who is nearby.
Okay.
There's only one person nearby.
Deacon, have you seen this book? Ignoring the book in his hand.
Apparently not.
Roll sand, Lucas.
Where's my Santa? Oh. It's an 3, sir.
Nice.
You don't see anything on the cover.
It's a book, bro.
What does Roddrick and Sam see?
You can both note on your characters that you have seen the yellow sign.
Oh God, of course.
Ooh, does that give them unnatural as well? Or no?
No.
I forget how you gain unnatural in this game. That's the thing. Mythos points
Whenever
work
I
different.
feel like you think you should get it. It is not like Cthulhu Mythos.
Question. Just because I'm confused now.
Sure.
You also printed a copy last session.
Which I'm quite sure you guys did not see.
But you also failed your sand check, I'm pretty sure. But you didn't do.
Because you tried to show it to me.
I'm pretty
He
sure.
didn't force me to. I didn't see the sign. I saw the book.
Okay.
Yeah.
All
But
right.
you knew
so,
the title, but you
well-
didn't see the sign?
Sign apparently was not on the cover, just the book itself. was titled.
okay. So what am I looking at then on this book?
You are seeing a bizarre symbol that you've never seen before. It makes you feel slightly nauseous to look at it.
Something around like that.
It's
It's a rough sketch of the yellow sign. Go ahead.
okay.
I'm pretty sure
Yeah, it's somewhere around here.
that's the yellow sign right there.
That's the Chaosium yellow sign.
Oh, okay. This is
still
the,
different.
This is the original one.
The original yellow,
Got
the
it.
original yellow sign looks kind of like a leaf. He's done a new one in here that I actually really like.
Wait, looks like a leaf.
Yeah, it's like almost like a
hold
limb.
on. The elder sign looks like
Yeah, the
you're
other side
Yeah.
looks like a branch or a leaf.
correct. The original
Yes,
elder
you're
sign
right.
looks like a leaf.
it
That
a
yellow
star?
sign though is not the yellow sign.
Yes,
That's a Chaosium yellow sign.
got it.
The star is the New Age elder sign.
Yeah, the star's the new one.
Sam, looking at his book also contains the same bizarre symbol.
Do I get a sense of a title?
No, not from the cover. The
I don't know
cover
what
is
that
just
one is. I've
sort
never
of
seen
an
that one before.
embossed, bizarre symbol. It's strangely geometric. It makes you feel uncomfortable. It's very angular. You still feel like you want to share it to somebody. It's weird that he didn't notice it.
I'll kind of. Hey, look at your book.
What's that symbol? I don't know that one.
It's a book, bro. You want to look at it, right?
It's the same, right?
I didn't know one of these either.
Is it the same? Like as I hold mine up to him
Oh,
and
yeah.
show him
You
side
can-
by side.
You can tell for it's Deacon, right?
Yes.
For Deacon, that's just a weird cover.
He's trying to compare his cover to mine. He does not see does he see the symbol on my cover as well?
Grimm knows they're exactly identical.
Are you seeing the same cover?
No. There's nothing on that.
You guys ever looked at to try and compare this? You guys ever looked at like a detailed cover of a detailed embossed like leather cover of an old book, like maybe a Bible or an encyclopedia?
Yeah.
You know, sometimes they inlay some designs into that. Like you're seeing the designs and what is there. You're glossing over it, Deacon, as if it's just whatever.
Am I reading words at least, or is it just
No, it's just a
okay,
symbol.
Just a completely I don't know, man. Go read it. See what it is.
I'll open up the front cover.
The King in Yellow, a play in 2X.
Author.
No author is listed.
Next page. Author?
No, the book starts at that point.
Okay.
This is the copyright date today.
What is it? Along the shore, the waves break, I believe is the start
Easy.
of the book.
Easy. You want us all to lose our minds?
Right.
Hey man, I've already read it.
Y'all got any more than your signs?
Hold on 1 second. Cross the waves to rescue me. At that
That's-
point, I'm going to, fellas, look at the first line.
That's the what was written on in the room, the cell room.
I mean,
Something similar to it.
similar.
Yeah.
Along the shore, the waves break.
I'm pretty sure I called this like when we first started that this is where she went. Carcosa.
Metagaming,
No,
Mr. Metagame Face.
whatever.
At a game face. Mr. Meta World Game.
Mister, I'm not gonna read.
Mr. Meta
Mister, I'm not
World
gonna
Game
read the
Face.
book you put in front of my face in a game.
Lucas read the book.
I didn't actually read it.
Lucas read the book.
You've read more than I have now.
Boofus.
You know
answer,
what?
Answer
No.
for that.
Maybe that was my nickname.
Plot
Maybe
twist.
that's what that was.
Plot twist.
Can't figure
Lucas's
it out.
character-
Classic Boofus.
Plot twist is Lucas's character doesn't know how to read.
That's why he's
To
going to
learn
survive
to
longer
read.
than all of us.
It's an episode 1 callback.
So the damn it, I think it's listed in here.
Can we get Ian to make a MIDI version of I Saw the Sign, please? We've been trying to get this going for 5 years.
Yeah, I think that's a reasonable ask. I'm sure he won't hate that at all.
Great.
It would be.
Oh, for God's sake, where is it?
No, instead it's just the acapella version from Pitch Perfect.
I don't think
Well,
I've ever seen that any of them, actually.
I wanted to describe more, so I described
Along
more.
the
and I'm done.
shore, the cloud waves break is the first line.
Is that cloud dash waves or cloud waves? 2 words.
2 words.
Okay.
Was it dashed on the in the writing on her wall?
No, the writing on the wall was Abigail Wright has gone to sea, crossed the waves to rescue me.
Yeah.
In a ship both tall and fine, she rounds the corner, marking time. Eyes are still pretty good. I don't need glasses. You all.
Actually, it's a comma there after break. I found the actual opening line is along the shore, the cloud waves break, the twin suns sink behind the lake. The shadows lengthen in Carcosa.
Ah, the Great Holly. You remember Tatters, right?
So now you got 2 copies.
Well, I mean,
Go for another?
no. Does
Three's a crowd.
does Roddrick know this book? Has he ever heard of it?
No.
Okay. Well, I didn't know what kind of world we were living in.
I bet you could sell that in your shop.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah.
I bet I could.
Print a whole bunch
You
of
got
them.
2 copies.
It's not something you would know offhand, something you might be able to look up.
I was just saying, because IRL, we know that The King in Yellow is written by Robert Chambers. Robert Chambers. So I didn't know if this was an actual book in the world that we're playing in that I would know.
No. Not that you would be aware of.
All right. I'll probably keep a copy of it, though, on me when we
Make
leave.
as many as you want.
No, I don't need to make any more. Like I said, I wanted to scribe more. I scribed more, and I am done. I was just making sure that we weren't going to get anything different.
So we have had a reference to twin suns. Adam's room looks out on the west. Twin suns like Hunter's eyes. That was somewhere, I think, in one of the clues. Yeah.
Yeah, because we tried to look out the window.
Yeah. Select all. The windows look out upon a war-torn land, and the twin suns watch us like Hunter's eyes. Right under. That was the hidden invisible ink under Adam's name. Must not metagame.
Yeah,
No, that is a physical piece of paper. I reiterated this last time.
What is?
The list. You were handed a physical list. Treat that as a physical item.
Okay.
So you go back to look at that list.
And that's right there underneath it.
Absolutely.
Okay. Because on the actual list, it's in white font, so it's not actually there.
Is it?
I just looked, Brady.
So yes, the physical list of names. The physical list in Barbas's handwriting that he handed you, that one of you have somewhere, appears to be changing.
Okay.
So whereas we didn't see it before, we see it now.
You saw it last time. I said the same thing a couple weeks ago.
And we've had that
All
list
right, moving
that
on.
changed to the list a while.
Moving on. If there's nothing else in this room,
Some people just like dark mode theme as opposed to light mode theme.
I'm a dark mode theme play guy.
I'm not.
I am too.
It's easier on my eyes.
Yeah, exactly.
I told you, I got great eyes. I don't need that.
Doesn't matter. Being bright.
Anything
Sucks.
else you'd like to do?
Was there a closet in this room? I don't remember if there was, and if,
Yes,
if
there
we
is a
looked
closet.
I don't remember if we looked inside of it. So what is inside closet?
More piles and stacks of books.
Same book.
Okay. Oh.
Roll sand. Jeff has noted in the editing that you guys do a lot of things but don't explain what you're doing. So if you'd like to explain to the audience who is listening, since it is a audio podcast
Suck
only,
it, audience.
clip it.
So just looked at the list of the names, the 4 names of the
Missing patients.
missing patients, and there is now a message underneath all of the names.
Would you like to read the message to the audience?
So again, under Enrique Vidal, it says, "In the red, wet inside of men is where all hate sleeps. Violence is what frees it." Underneath Adam McLaughlin, "The windows look out upon a war-torn land, and the twin suns watch us like Hunter's eyes." Under Pedro Agia, it says, "The last king will preside over the end, and we shall welcome it because we tire of this repetition, brother." Under
The Hulkster.
Hulk Hogan.
brother,
God damn it.
We tired this.
Hulkamania.
under Kim Plaslad, it says, "A messenger, my lords and ladies, a man in a mask at the door."
As if any of that's going to actually help us out in game.
Oh, I'm sure it will.
We all know we're going to Carcosa eventually.
Yeah.
We know where it's pointing to out of game.
There is a closet in this bedroom.
What's in it?
Piles and piles of papers and crap, just like the rest of the room.
They're all blank.
No, there's all over everything.
Like,
I mean, like, there's
literal
like, you get the sense that this machine sometimes functions well, sometimes doesn't. Maybe the creator was testing it. It's smears like in a printer when the rollers don't quite go through or something.
or running out of ink. Or,
Right, exactly.
You know.
You can make a search roll if you want, Lucas.
Sure. The search is pretty good. It's a 15 out of 80.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
I think we've all played enough, Call of Cthulhu and Delta Green. We all have pretty high search scores. Not about everybody else, but it's typically what I always dump points into if I can. Or when spot hidden in Cthulhu, right? Call of Cthulhu, it's spot hidden, not search.
Lucas, you find a piece of paper called The Page that is now in the clues.
Did you send us something else to make it easier for us to get to that?
I did.
Was it in our emails?
Should be shared in our drive now.
Okay.
Oh, the page. Ooh.
Okay. So this appears to list page numbers and it's either a quote off the page or it is a short description of what's on the page. Page 11, no man can say when one ends or looks like it says t'other begins.
Yeah, t'other.
Page 49, away you pale demon, look not on our lives measured only by your profit. Page 11, I guess it's 110, sorry. Page 110. The clock has struck and now it is time. Unmask, unmasked. The word is either has a staple through it or a line through it. I can't tell. Page 111, page 11. God, I can't read. Page 115. Numbers hard. And none shall walk or move or scream, for this place has gone beyond time and tide and reckoning into the gray places where our dreams go, there finding nothing to die.
This page is handwritten and crumpled.
It also looks like it's on really old paper.
Yeah, it definitely looks like aged paper.
It's two shades.
You recognize Deacon with forensics. This matches Barbas's handwriting from other things you've gotten.
Okay.
And as you can say, it is riddled with typos, capitalization errors, punctuation errors, etc.
Like the word say has two A's in it. One's capital.
Right.
One is not.
But it does very clearly seem to connect to page numbers.
Yeah.
Are you going to share with the class?
Yeah, I'll
You're,
hand,
like,
it,
reading
I'll
that
hand
out
it
loud?
off to you. Did this mean anything to you guys?
I'll see if I can find a page 11 in the book.
You can.
Nope, there's only 10 pages.
Oh my god!
It goes from 11 to 12.
What do I notice there?
As you scan the page, you see on page 11 the quote, "No man can say when one ends or t'other begins."
What's it in reference to?
Oh, that's probably a different episode.
It's one of the characters speaking about you'd have to read more for context, but you get it's almost a flippant comment between two characters in the play.
Okay.
It's a in theatrical terms, it's a laugh line. It's a
It's witty repartee.
exactly. If it's very fucking oh god, what's his name?
Oscar Wilde.
Yes, it's very
Teaching
damn
that
Oscar
right
Wilde.
now in my IB class.
I wanna say
hate Oscar
algae.
Wilde.
I was getting ready to say algae, and I figured everybody would give me for saying flowers for Algernon, but that's not what I was trying to think of. It is very Oscar Wilde flippant comment. You'd have to read more, which you can if you want.
I will.
Excellent.
I'll go to 49.
49, away you pale demon, look not on our lives measured only by your profit, appears to be in reference to another character that makes an entrance on or about that page.
Can I suss out more about that character as I read on?
You're trying to do this, since you've already told me, Flynn, you're trying not to read this book. I'm trying to give you as little possible context, unless you're going to sit down and read
Oh, he's f***ing reading it now.
Yeah, I'm reading it now. I'm invested.
Those dice ready, bro.
It will take some time to read, but you could get the sense of all of these if you sat down and gave it a couple of hours to read and analyze.
No, we probably don't have a couple hours.
Take it with us, though.
Yeah.
Time has no meaning, man. Get all time.
Hey, you're outside.
Points.
Speaking of, was there anything you'd like to do out there, Inez?
I'm just keeping watch.
Okay. People are moving about the neighborhood.
Because I said I was not entering the house, leaving no evidence of my appearance here.
You can hear neighbors, people moving about. You think it'd take you an hour to read it, Flynn?
It's an hour drive back home, right?
Yeah,
So you got time later.
it's true. I'll. Can I have the paper?
Yeah, absolutely.
I'll fold it and mark page 49.
Nothing on the back side of it, I presume. Hold it up to the light. Anything weird?
This is in reference to the King in Yellow.
Seems to be.
Yeah.
Make a sand roll, Flynn.
I knew I should write the book. We could have just read it ourselves.
Made it.
Okay. All right. You make a note of the pages and you go on.
Hell yeah.
Anything else you gentlemen would like to do in the house?
Let's check the other room.
Yeah,
and
there
get
was
the
that
hell
last
outta
room.
Okay. You go back over to the other room, which is more bare of things. Especially now that you're taking some time, Daniel, because before Roddrick was kind of rushing through to try and get down the stairs. You kind of take a better stock. It's a similar layout, closet, decent sized bedroom kind of thing. Hold on, I'm getting back to the description here so I can find it again. There is a flipped over futon, a splintered dresser that has been struck multiple times with something like a hatchet, piles of dirty clothing. There appears to be a used hibachi grill next to the futon. The closet door is closed, and the mirror on the outside of the closet door has been smashed. The wood floor, kind of like you saw downstairs, has been chipped with half-moon marks.
Is this the room we saw the lady looking out of?
Yeah, it's also the room you broke into.
Right, but I didn't get a good look at it.
Flynn could probably confirm, yes. This would likely be the room that you saw the woman in, the window.
I couldn't remember if I went into the same window or not, so...
I think we did.
Well, are any of the drawers in the dresser, openable?
Sure.
Okay.
One of them's cut in half, one of them smashed the front end so you can, look inside, but yes, you can kind of open them.
Any evidence that a woman was here?
No, all the clothing appears to be
panties?
male.
Sorry, did you say there was a bed or just...
There's no sexy gowns?
It's like a futon frame. You know those college futons?
Yeah.
The frame is kind of smashed against the wall, and the futon is kind of dumped on the floor next to the hibachi grill.
Anything underneath the cushion in between it?
As you pick up the cushion or even just get close to it, you can see that there is there's something carved into the floor that's mostly covered up by the futon.
I'll scoot the futon over and look at it.
Maybe, I don't know if you can or not, but the other two individuals would notice there is a 3 foot wide seal on the floor.
What?
Yes, it is dead. Parts of it have been hacked off and grilled on the hibachi.
Oh, I thought we was doing the. Thought we were going to go with the Tusk theme here.
No, it is the seal of Barbas.
Oh, I'm going to dispel it.
Wait, where did you see the seal?
On the floor.
Uh-oh.
Well, I mean, yeah, because if Barbas himself was actually the demon, him dying probably didn't kill him.
Other things anybody wants to do is Daniel starts getting out his demon killing equipment.
Closet?
Is there a closet?
There is a closet, yes. The mirror is smashed on the outside. There's also the grill. Other than that, there's not a whole lot unless you're going to start digging through dirty clothes.
I will check the grill. I don't know if
Is
I
it
have
human meat? Is it?
Yeah, I just kind of like scrape some of the crust and just kind of give it a sniff.
It doesn't appear to have been grilling food. It appears to have been grilling paper. There are chunks of paper and thick ash all over the hibachi grill.
Okay. Any scraps large enough to kind of suss out writing or?
Search roll?
Okay. Got it.
Oh, I don't want that version.
It's going to take you a few minutes because you kind of have to like almost dissect the grill because it's like stuck. Like somebody threw paper on this, burned it, it got crusted on, they threw more paper on it, burned it. Like, so it's going to be
It's
an
nice and
extraction
seasoned.
period. Yes,
Yeah.
correct. It is seasoned, yes. But just remember that was a success.
Cool.
So he's looking at that. He's looking at that, Lucas.
I was checking the closet
Okay.
again. Found
You're
something
always
last
coming
time.
out of the closet.
So you open the closet door.
I'm in the closet.
The closet is long and narrow, following the shape of the house.
Yeah.
So it actually backs up to the hallway. So if you can kind of get into your mind, you kind of came into the room, took like a hard left, and then the closet takes another hard left. So it's kind of up against the hallway. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Kind of how I'm picturing that.
So it's a big walk-in is what you're saying.
Yeah, it's a decent sized walk-in. Both closets were good size.
Is it full of stuff too as well?
As you open it up, it actually appears to be relatively empty. The closet is long and narrow, painted the same rust red as the exterior of the house.
Mm-hmm.
Oh no, sorry. There are piles of old clothes and some small boxes.
Let's check what's inside the boxes, if anything.
They're empty. There's some clothes in them.
I'll tap my toe along the walls to see if I can find any hollow points.
Before you do that, if you'd like me to finish my description.
Sure.
Opposite the door that you just opened is a small door.
There's a door in here.
Roddrick's not paying no attention.
There's a door
This door.
He's flipping through the Ars Goetia right now.
Well, shh. Then flip through your Ars Goetia. You're scraping up paper. The door is beyond a set of iron bars.
Does it appear as if the bars couldn't open, or are they pretty well stuck where they're at?
No, the bars are definitely like welded in place. Like, you know how when you think about like an old timey jail cell, when the bars are into the concrete, like rebar. Yes, there are some. And the door is only, it gives it in meters because they're being very appreciative to the rest of the world. The door is only 0.6 meters tall and 0.5 meters wide. So it's like 1.5 feet by 1.5 feet.
Tiny.
So you've got a little itty bitty door, right? And in front of that door, between you and that door, are these bars. And these bars kind of run vertically. And in the middle, there's an open slot.
As if a cell.
Kinda, yeah. Just kind of like an old-timey jail cell where you could, like, pass food through or whatever. The door on the opposite side of these bars is currently closed.
How thick are the bars? Like, relatively?
Decent size.
Two C's.
Like, no, are they like your standard jail cell? Thicker, thinner?
No, I would say jail cell-esque, yes. They're decent thickness. I mean, they can't be too thick because it's only 1.5 feet wide, but they're not thin. I would think at least the thickness of a decent chunk of rebar.
I slide open the little thing.
It's just an open slot, more like a mail slot.
Oh, it's already open.
Yeah.
Sorry, not like a slider.
No, but you could theoretically, if you wanted to, reach beyond the bars and push on the door if you wanted to.
I'll reach in and knock on it.
You hear, when you tap on it, it makes a funny sound. You know the difference when you knock on, say, like a door where there's a small space versus a door where there's a large space?
Yeah.
It sounds echoic on the other side,
Okay.
if that makes sense.
Yeah. Makes it appear as though the room behind it is much larger than it should be.
The hallway's on the other side of it.
Sure it is. Does it have a handle that has like a lock on my side? Or is it just like a blank handle that would be unlocked?
It kind of looks like it can just be pushed open. I mean, there's a little handle maybe.
Mhm.
Again, it's a very miniature, almost, it's bigger than like a baby doll type door, obviously. But yeah, there is like a little latch that, and again, it's just a few inches beyond the grate, so you can
More like
easily
doggy
flip it.
door size is what you're saying.
Yeah, doggy door's
I'll
probably
push it up.
good.
Hello?
When you open it, you see it's at floor, your eyesight is basically at floor level. So at this point, you're crouched down on your hands and knees looking through this tiny door. As you push this tiny door open, you can see an old wooden floor. Seems to go as far as you can see. It's chipped, broken down, clearly well worn with traffic. And beyond, you can see piles of books that stretch out of the range of your vision.
Okay.
Alertness roll?
Fail.
Okay. It occurs to you looking at the book that small objects about the size of a standard book would fit through that slot.
I'll push the book through it.
So you're pushing your copy of The King in Yellow through it.
Yeah.
You hear it on the other side.
As if inside of a large empty library.
Well, now it's you pushed it through and now it's just, assuming it didn't bounce and you didn't shove it real hard, it's just 6-8 inches out of reach, just beyond the door.
Am I able to reach the door to close it?
Yeah.
I'll close it.
Okay. Roll sand.
3.
None. Anything else anybody wants to do? Are you done with the door?
So I rolled sand because of the door. I rolled sand because I heard something.
You rolled sand because it's very obvious that whatever the is beyond that door is not the hallway.
Right. Okay. Gotcha. I wasn't sure, because it was after everything. That's what I was making sure.
Yeah, it feels weird to be like, oh, you saw the thing, roll sand.
Fair.
Yeah. Let's let you interact with it a little bit.
I will go back out of the closet and come back out.
Flynn?
Do I see anything on my crispy bits of paper?
You do. You see one that says Aldone. Aldone, capital A.
Hold on.
You see one that appears to be part of a word, that it's lowercase YADES. Kind of looks like it's been burned in half, so you're probably only getting either probably the second half of the word, if that makes sense, since it's lowercase y.
Okay.
You see another one with a capital letter, capital U.
It's been forever since we've had a season.
OHT. You see the word yellow with a capital Y. And you see, all in lowercase, Phantom of TRU, and then it ends. All these pieces of paper are a thick brown vellum. Not unlike the list you just found. Daniel.
Can I tell what this seal's made out of on the floor?
It's etched in the wood floor.
Is there any mercury involved? From what I can see.
No.
I mean, I know it's kind of hard to distinguish mercury.
No, I don't think so. I mean, mercury it evaporates, doesn't it?
I figured there would still be trace elements there. I mean, if it was underneath a futon.
I know it balls up at temperature, but I don't know if it actually evaporates eventually or not. It's a dangerous substance that most people don't play with very often.
Except for the 6 ounces I got in my pocket.
No, this is literally like the carpet was tore up in this room. It's like the wood subfloor, and it's just kind of carved into it.
It's like finding the Monopoly board underneath your carpet.
Well,
if your Monopoly board was a meter wide and involved demons.
Wait, your Monopoly board doesn't involve demon? What have I been playing? By the way, I've got the Dungeons and Dragons clue. I really need to play it with somebody.
Daniel.
So Daniel can't make sense of the book. Can Roddrick make sense of the book of how to dismiss demons? There is a because I don't want to do it for not. I'm trying to Google it. It's going to get me on a wanted list, but I know a phrase I can say, but I don't know if it's gonna work or if it's even gonna do anything, or if this is even the seal that summoned Barbas.
Can say it.
I'm going to. No, I don't want the Aleister Crowley version.
Yes, you do.
No, I don't.
Flynn,
Yeah.
is Grimm a... No, we've already established that Grimm has a ringtone.
That was not my choice.
No, but it's awesome.
You didn't get a choice.
Your phone message goes off text message.
Okay. Nice little reminder from
It's from an unknown number.
I think it's Winston. Reminder, 11 p.m., Trevelino Mall. Bring all, capital, team members, items, paper trail, etc. This will all be over soon.
We
It's
got a
little,
paper trail. That's
menacing.
for sure. Yeah. We got all kinds of paper.
We do have paper. 11 p.m.
Hey, you guys know there's a door back there?
What?
There's a door
The
in the
closet?
Yeah. I put the book in it.
Put the book in the closet?
Well, is it like a... No, inside the door. Inside the closet, there's like these bars. And then like there's a door. So I just put the book in the door. It was like a big library.
I'm going to look in the closet.
You see what was described to Lucas. Not his terrible description, my earlier description.
Told you. Was not f***ing around.
Huh. Did
If
you...
you open that door, it's like a big, enormous space. Much larger than it should be. Not the hallway that's out there. And it's just like full of books. So I was like, I guess this goes here. So that's where I put it.
Is there a table with a little cake on it?
I didn't see that. Oh,
All
you're not
right.
there.
And you put your book through it?
Well, it seemed like it fit, and it seemed like the proper place because it had books in it. So yeah, there was nobody in there. I said hello.
You're being a real jarhead, aren't you?
All right. Roddrick,
Out of here.
Roddrick is going to recite the following.
Okay.
And then he's
go great.
and then he's going to do it in English, and then afterwards he's going to recite it in Latin, which I don't know if you need to make a roll for that or not.
What's your Latin score?
My Latin is a 50.
No, you
Okay.
can speak Latin.
Dead language.
O thou spirit in, because thou hast diligently answered unto my demands, and hast been very ready and willing to come at my call. I'm doing this while I'm standing in the circle. I do here license thee to depart unto thy proper place without causing harm or danger unto man or beast. Depart, then, I say, and be thou very ready to come at my call, being duly exercised and conjured by a sacred rites of magic. I charge thee to withdraw peacefully and quietly, and the peace of God be ever continued between thee and me. Amen.
Now in Latin.
Do I hear him chanting
I speak it in
this?
Latin.
Sitting right next
Yes,
to us.
I would presume so.
We're both just standing there like.
You
I'll,
see
like,
me
peek out of the closet
You see me reading it from the book.
from the Ars Goetia?
Ars Goetia, yes. While I'm standing in the circle.
Is he summoning a demon?
Should we stop him?
I don't know. Like he seems to know what he's doing, but he's also a little crazy.
Now wait, which Ars Goetia are you referring to? You, Daniel, were reading from a copy you have. I just want
Okay.
to clarify something.
Every copy I've seen has the same scripture in here. I'm not saying
King
that
James
all of them
version.
do.
Sure. And I will allow you, since you're so excited about it, to know that by heart. I just would like to point out that if you go looking in the printout copy you got in this house, that is not in there. Because I don't believe that what you just recited is on the website.
Oh. Well, he could have looked it up.
I will allow you to look it up. You could have Googled it on your phone. I just would like to let you know that the 55-page printout from Demon Web 101, I do not believe has that phrase.
I forgot. Wait, we got a physical copy of the Ars Goetia, didn't we?
You did from Amazon. Daniel did.
I thought we got one in here. Oh, wait, yeah, that
No,
was
it
just...
was the Kinko's print-off.
Dr. L.W.D. Lawrence.
Okay.
That's the one I was reading it from.
No, that's fine. And you have an occult, so I'm going to say that you can remember that. I just want Daniel to know that you are reading it from Google. That is not contained in the 55 pages of the Kinko's printout from Demon Web 101.
That's fine.
Okay. You recite your words, "Oh, holy smiter," unless these guys decide to shoot you or something.
I guess we just let him be.
I mean, to be fair, he does pause and then takes a deep breath and then begins reciting it in a deeper tone in Latin.
I kind of just want to get a burger. Can we just go?
Roddrick, you sure you should be doing that, bud?
Which happens
I
to be the
listened to a
phrase that wakes a
podcast
demon.
about this. I think, don't you have to, like, come?
What?
I think you have to, like,
What
come
kind
if
of
you want.
erotica podcast YouTube channel do you have?
I don't know what you...
No, it's not affiliated with
It's
my...
probably more of a blood
channel.
sacrifice, really. Like, did you cut your hand open for this? Did you cut your hand open for this?
No.
Every ritual's got blood in it. I'm just saying. I don't think you're doing it right.
I'm gonna
It's
reach
different.
through
It's
the
different
hole.
when you're summoning the demon.
I'm gonna fuck these
You're gonna push
people.
the door
I'm
open?
gonna push the door open.
Okay, alertness roll.
I'm in here. I'm in the other room. Not
It's
this
the
point.
sexy lady that was eyeing you in the window.
That is a pass.
You hear like soft sounds of traffic, maybe even hushed conversation beyond the dimly lit books. It's not well lit in this other space. And again, it's very hoarder-esque. This is not an organized library thing. It's like literal piles of books.
I should have asked this earlier, but just to kind of retcon my question, when looking at it, seeing that it's dim, is it dimly lit by like a flickering light, as if by fire or a candle, or is it?
Or is it just the light from the room that
outdoors
you're in?
through sunshine?
No, you get the very sense that it is a soft, warm light, like maybe think about the old shuttered lights from up high. You know what I mean? The old single bulbs that were put into like a what do I want to say? A large shade, so they reflected down, but they don't reflect very brightly.
So I get the sense that there is a light source in there.
Oh yeah, for
Oh,
sure.
wow.
You can't
Okay.
see it.
Is Lucas's book right inside the door?
No.
Hey, Deacon,
What's up?
where's your book?
I put it right there.
Oh, okay.
It was like 8 inches within the door. Like it should be right there.
Maybe you knocked it as you closed the door, and I'll kind of like see if I can look over to the side.
It's not super easy because the closet's not very.
Yeah.
It's very narrow. But as you kind of look, you get another couple feet of vision this way, another couple feet of vision. You do not see his copy of The King in Yellow.
Is
I mean,
there-
it can't be that hard. Here, look, I'll pull out like a quarter and I'll put it in there and I'll close the door. And then I'll reopen it.
You see a quarter laying there on the floor.
All right, see, it should be right there. That's where it was.
Can I reach? Like, how far are the books into the room?
At least 6 or 7 feet.
Okay, so even if I had like one of those little dinosaur grabbers.
Yeah, the dinosaur grabbers are too short.
I'm unstoppable.
Well, all right. Close the door. I mean, that's weird, right?
That's
That's
very,
really weird.
Roll
Very
sand.
weird.
I shouldn't have said that. So weird. It's also very weird. Critical critical pass.
Okay, it's not that weird.
It's not that weird, but it's kind of weird.
I mean, it's odd. It's unusual. Although all of this is unusual.
So Troy,
Yeah.
I have noticed a trend in this podcast anyway, in Impossible Landscapes, that every once in a while, when left to your own devices for a bit, you get a clever idea. So you've been standing outside for like a recording and a half. So I figured I'd toss it to you in case you've got something really clever and or you think it's clever that you want to do. Again, you can be dicking
Putting
around
him
on
on
your
the
phone.
spot.
You can be running around. You could be doing surveillance. Like, the world is your oyster. I just thought I'd at least throw it to you.
I don't know if we ever really addressed the machine parts that were left outside in the box. Are those still there?
Yeah.
I don't know if we looked at them further. Are there anything?
It appears to be like pistons, maybe an alternator, some bearings, like just a random eclectic mix. Unless you have like heavy machinery or something that would apply, it just looks like a bunch of eclectic greasy shit. nothing that says a manufacturer or anything on it. It looks like stuff you would find in a junkyard or in a mechanic shop, repair shop.
Was there a detached garage? Did we look in?
I don't think so.
So just the car that was sitting there?
It's just a driveway. Which is not probably really likely for Boston, but I don't think there is a garage. I would think you would want your car inside, given the snows, but I'm trying to remember. And this is what happens when I don't get the opportunity to read nearly as much. I feel like there might have been a back shed, but I may be making that up. It might be the neighbor's house that has a back shed. I will double check. Alertness roll, Troy?
Why did I pick up my phone?
You didn't expect to play at all. His dice are not even out on the table.
No, I just didn't think about it, getting them out. Not good.
Okay.
The only thing I wanted to do... I don't know. No, because I wouldn't leave the house.
Yeah, that's where I'm thinking about the garage. The lot behind him has a big, like, detached garage that is far to the back of the other side property.
Okay.
So it, like, backs up to his, but it is not, you can tell just by the way it's oriented and stuff, it is not his. It is clearly the other neighbor's.
Okay.
But it's one of those, like, short backyards, like, it just goes a couple feet and then there is his neighbor's garage.
I guess I'll just kind of poke around the backyard there and just see if there's anything else that may have been tossed, anything in the grass that may just be kind of laying around that obviously shouldn't be just laying in a yard.
As you kind of walk around the yard, you trip over a rock.
Same rock.
But otherwise, no, you don't notice anything out of place other than that rock.
Pick up the rock.
You gentlemen inside the building hear the end of Latin chanting and see him holding his phone, standing in the middle, waiting for lightning strike or chorus of angels or...
Did it work?
Pretty much it.
Rad guitar music.
I don't know.
You need more cum.
Well, I would need some to begin with. Because there was none.
How much time you got?
Yes, none of us have cum in his pants. We should go.
What did you find back there?
A tiny door with a bunch of books and a light source and maybe some traffic and people talking.
You heard people talking?
Wait, what?
I think I did.
I didn't
Is
hear
there
it.
somebody in there?
I don't know. I mean, there's no way to really get through.
I mean, so I put my copy of the book in there, and now it's gone.
I mean, it looks like a hidden room stowaway area, but it
There's gotta
seems
be
much too big.
What? There's
I
gotta be.
don't-
There's gotta be some way to get in there. What do you mean? You put your book through what?
I
I'll
go in the
go-
other room, and I grab a blank piece of paper.
Okay.
I pull out a pen, and I write hello on it.
Okay.
I
Is it
put
what
it
you're
in,
looking for?
I put it inside the door, and I close the door.
Okay.
I'll give it like 10, 15 minutes, and I'll open
Holy
back,
that's
the-
forever.
It really is.
open the door back up. Is there a response written on it?
While he's doing all that,
In 15 minutes, I'm driving away.
I guess it wasn't.
Right.
It was like 2
Ooh,
minutes,
yeah.
technically, to be fair, but
While he's doing
I'll
that,
give it
I'm
the
going to
same
go
amount of time I gave it when I put the book in the
out into the hallway and like mark. So I'll mark my steps from the closet to the doorway.
yes.
Go to the hallway, mark my steps, and then just like plaster wall.
Yeah.
I'll say, "Hey, Deacon, get right up on the iron grate,"
Do so?
and I'll just kind of like knock, knock, knock. How close does that sound?
You hear knocking from in the hallway.
Not from behind the door.
No.
It's just kind of knocking around me, man.
Damn, Inez is the person who stops me from doing dumb shit, but she's outside.
Sure is.
So
Mama Bear's gone.
Shit always goes down.
It said that it looked like a hatchet or an axe had been used to cut up the dresser. Is there any sign of that implement anywhere?
No.
Okay.
Wasn't there some kind of blunt object downstairs by the machine we found?
Can't remember.
I can't remember either. For some reason, I thought there was.
Is there anything like
It might have been taken by the police when they raided the place.
I mean, probably, but
shovel, hammer, screwdriver? Anything that we found like that?
There are some odds and end tools downstairs. Nothing that's going to really. No, actually, make me a roll. What do I want here? There's your stats. Let's see. What have you got that's useful?
Very little.
Make me a D100 roll.
54.
Yeah, you find a hammer. That'll do it.
Okay. I'll go back up to the area, count the steps again to get about same area.
Mm-hmm.
And I'll take the claw part and just pop a hole.
Okay. You smash a hole in the drywall.
Okay. It's like back in my Call of Duty days. And I'll kind of just start prying loose some of the drywall.
Uh-huh.
Try not to make a huge mess, but just want to get a corner out there.
Sure.
So I can.
And this is in the hallway, correct?
This is in the hallway.
Got it.
And once I get a hole, I'll take my cell phone flashlight, hold it up.
You see insulation. Actually, it's an interior wall, so you probably wouldn't see insulation. Yeah, you see a wall cavity. You see some wires being run.
Okay. What's on the other side? Is it just more? Is it
Drywall.
The drywall of the other side?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I'll kind of get through there and try to knock a little bit more.
It's really tough.
Okay.
You're gonna have to wail on it. Like the angle and stuff is weird.
Yeah.
Okay. Make me a luck roll. Over or under, Flynn?
Over. 53.
So you kind of make a little hole and you whack and you whack and you slam, and there is a vibration through the wall as you feel like things buckle. You're not sure if you just your character doesn't have any sort of things in terms of architecture, but you hit something that made the ceiling vibrate, and that feels very uncomfortable to you.
Huh. Well,
what you're hitting doesn't feel so much like plaster and 2x4 anymore. It's almost like you're hitting, which the way that it was set in the wall was bricked in. So you almost kind of wonder if you are smashing kind of the block on the opposite side, if that makes sense. Like, I think what you're trying to do is bust through the plaster on the opposite side to see if you can bust through the plaster and kind of, here's Johnny Lucas.
yeah, basically to see if it goes through.
You can get through the plaster on the hallway side. When you try and break through the next set of plaster,
Okay.
The angle is awkward, but when you hit something, you felt like the wall, the supporting wall, and your character doesn't have this knowledge, but it's like, you talk about like load-bearing walls.
Uh-huh.
If you've not got a load-bearing wall, like bad things happen to
It
the rest
comes
of your
tumbling.
house. Right.
But it doesn't... out of game, does it not make sense that a load-bearing wall would be there? Or is that room an extension?
No, the way that it's set up, that would probably be a load-bearing wall.
Okay.
That is covering
But if
the
he's
weight.
just knocking out the drywall, that wouldn't be the load-bearing portion. It would be the wood within.
Correct. He's also kind of smashed a tiny hole and is kind of reaching around, banging in there.
Okay.
Like, legitimately, if you were to try and bash through drywall, it'd be 2 hits and you'd be done.
Yeah.
You did that 1 hit and you're like, okay. And then you did another hit and you hit something solid and you're like, that's weird. And then you hit it again and it kind of went dong and kind of made things shudder.
Okay.
I open the door.
Okay.
Just hit me with the hammer in there.
You open the door and your note is there, and scrawled on it, it says, "Who is there?" with a question mark. Our title track and additional musical arrangements were provided by friend of the podcast, Ian Shannon. Find more of his work at sleepfortheweary.com. Like what you heard? Check out more episodes online at rancorsbrothel.com or the Rancors Brothel on Facebook. You can also interact with other listeners at the Fans of the Rancors Brothel Facebook page. Want to contact us? Reach out to @Rancors_Brothel on Twitter or via email at therancorsbrothel@gmail.com. Most of all, keep circulating the tapes. Much love, everyone.